Hello everyone. I'm very excited to be filming a fun little book haul, and I also wanted to talk about some of the books that I'm excited to read soon, so it's a little bit of a TBR book haul mix. I'm also, this isn't that significant, but I am rocking my natural hair length down for the first time in ages. If you know my whole hair journey, kind of boring if you don't care, but basically this is a big moment for me because I usually hate how I feel with my natural hair down, but it's kind of cute, so maybe I will rock it more because I'm kind of vibing it. But I am excited for my hair to, be long again because I do thrive in the long hair moment. But anyway, let's get into the video. I hope you're all doing well. And I also have to thank the sponsor of today's video, NordVPN. I absolutely love working with NordVPN. I use them every day. I just can't recommend them enough. So with NordVPN, you become safer online with a single click. So if you're out in public and you're using a public Wi-Fi, it's actually really easy for criminals to intercept your data. So that means these people can access your data and even alter it. So if you go to a cafe, you connect to their free Wi-Fi. Without NordVPN, this leaves you vulnerable. So criminals will actually be able to see any of the sensitive data that you put into unencrypted websites. So I definitely feel a lot safer encrypting my online traffic with NordVPN and hiding my IP address so I don't have to worry when connecting to these public Wi-Fis, especially when traveling. And speaking of traveling, I actually am going to Japan. I do love to travel, but one of the worst things is when you're traveling and you can't access the content that you usually can when you're at home. Obviously, every Netflix library is different depending on what country you're in. So when I go to Japan, I won't be able to access what I'm currently watching on my Australian Netflix. So when I'm in Japan, I can simply connect to an Australian server and access all the content that I can usually access when I'm at home. NordVPN is also the fastest VPN on the planet. One account protects up to 6 devices and they have apps for all major platforms. They also have other amazing cybersecurity apps, including NordPass, which is basically a password manager, so it keeps all your passwords in one safe place, making your digital life simpler and safer. So you can get the exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/Chloe. It's completely risk-free with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. So yeah, highly recommend taking advantage of that offer. And thank you so much to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. So shall we start with the TBR or the book haul? Maybe let's do the TBR first. Well, I'm currently reading this, but I wanted to talk about it because I am really loving it, even though I've only read 35 pages. But that is Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. This is my Patreon's book club book for this month. I am loving it. I started it at the beach and I was having the time of my life. It's basically a second chance romance story. So we follow Matt, who is in his 30s. He's in a dead-end job that he's not happy with. He's divorced. He still works with his ex-wife and his ex-wife's new husband. So he's just really not happy. He's not thriving. The book starts with him in present day and he sees someone at the train station that he used to know in college, a girl. They make eye contact and they're like, but she's already on the train, so they can't really have a little conversation. But he can't stop thinking about her and thinking about, maybe she's single, what has she done in her life since they last saw each other, because they did have a little thing in college, which we're getting to know in the flashbacks. And I love a dual timeline book. So obviously we have present day and then the timeline when they're in college, which I think is like 90s vibes, which is a fun era. But yeah, I don't know what it is about this book. And like I said, it's early days. I'm only 35 pages in. But there's something about it that has that really special quality that kind of takes me back to when I first started getting into reading. That feeling of just being so engrossed in the story and just really getting that feeling of, wow, I love reading, Hopefully it stays like that. But yeah, I'm really excited to continue reading this. I think I could definitely read it in one sitting because it just has that quality. Like I said, it's just so captivating and it's super readable. But yeah, I love a second chance romance. So speaking of romance, I also really want to read Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez soon. I have seen this book everywhere recently and I've seen so many amazing reviews. And this is also a second chance romance, I believe. It says it's a novel of terrible first impressions, hilarious first chances, and the joy in finding a perfect match. The main character is going through a divorce and it's a romance between her and a sexy doctor. So I definitely want to read that. And I also really need to read Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This is obviously a super popular romance book. And even if I don't love it, like I don't know if I'm going to love it just based on some of the reviews that I've seen. I'm hoping to love it, obviously, but I just feel like I need to read it because I need to know what my opinion is because it's so popular and I see it around and it does sound really fun, you know, like hockey and ice skater pairing. Thank you. And I'm hoping that even if I don't love it, I can vicariously live through Stacy, I believe her name is, because she is an ice skating queen and I've always dreamed to be an ice skating queen. Like I can ice skate, but I've always wanted to do like the fun tricks and everything. So hopefully I'll get at least that from reading this book. I also really need to read more poetry. I have been slacking. You know, I love my poetry, but I actually haven't been reading much lately. And I truly think that has been affecting how I see the world. Because when I read poetry consistently, I definitely just see the world in a more beautiful way. And recently I've just been a bit down. So I think I need to get back into reading a little bit of poetry every day, preferably in the morning to start the day in a nice way. So I've decided the next poetry book I'm going to read is Watering the Soul by Courtney Pepinell. I already have the bookmark ready. I really do love Courtney Pepinell. She just sees the world in a really beautiful way and writes lots of healing poetry. This is super cute as well because look how cute. Oh my god, yeah, this nail broke. Please ignore that. But look how cute this little cutie is. And these illustrations. Oh. So this is divided into sections, guiding you through a step-by-step recipe to heal your soul, filled with themes that focus on forgiveness, gratitude, togetherness, and equality. So yes, I'm very excited. I definitely, you know what, I'm starting this tonight. And I'm going to read a little bit every day, even if it's just one page. Yeah, I need that. And I need this cutie by my side. Okay, let's get into the book haul portion. So firstly, I'm so excited. I need to read this book ASAP, honestly. This is a new release, A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. Tia Williams wrote 7 Days in June, one of my absolute favorites. This is her newest release and I've seen amazing reviews for it. So basically, it's a love story between a florist and a pianist. So basically, Ricky is part of a very wealthy family and she ditches the wealth and decides to start fresh and pursue her dream of opening a flower shop. And beneath the surface of her new neighborhood, there's the music, stories, and dazzling drama of the Harlem Renaissance. And on one evening in February, she meets a handsome stranger who I assume is a pianist. And I cannot wait. I obviously adore the way that Tia Williams writes. And I have high hopes that I will adore this story. So very, very excited. I absolutely love this cover too. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, this next one is an interesting one because I didn't think I'd ever read it. That is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This is obviously a very popular and polarizing book. A lot of people have very strong opinions on it. I've never read it and I didn't think I would ever read it. But I actually received this as a Christmas gift, so maybe I will read it. Let me know your thoughts if I should read it. I know it's very heavy and I'll definitely need to be in the right headspace to read it, but I've also heard that it's beautiful and I'm just curious to know what I think. So let me know if you think I'll like it, / love it, / maybe hate it. I don't know, let me know. This is a really stunning one. This is Hand in Hand with Love, an anthology of queer classic poetry. This is the cutest little edition. We've got the two cuties on the front, the two cuties at the back. His arm lay lightly around my breast, and that night I was happy. You know, I love my fun poetry, so definitely need to read this soon. I also got The Horizon Volume 2 by JH. So this is a manhwa series. I've already read Volume 1, which I bought when I went book shopping in January with Kaz, Momo, and Caitlin. I vlogged it, so I'll leave that video below. But yeah, I read Volume 1, absolutely loved it. It's definitely quite a heavy read because it's basically about the end of the world and this little boy is one of the only survivors and he meets this young girl and they're navigating the ruins of the world together. But yeah, I loved the first volume, so I needed to buy the second volume, but they are kind of expensive, so I was waiting for it to go on sale. This got on sale, so I got it and I'm gonna read it ASAP. I absolutely adore the art style and just the way that the story is told, so I'm sure I will love volume 2 too, well, hopefully. So yes, very excited for this. For my birthday, my friend Kitty got me Astrology for the Cosmic Soul, a modern guide to the zodiac by the Pulp Girls. And I wouldn't say I'm an astrology queen, but I would like to be. I find astrology very interesting and I love hearing about it, but I've been wanting to say for years now that I just want to get more into it. So, you know, we have the language of astrology, the elements, the planets and their vibes. your big three, sun, moon, and rising, which, by the way, if you're curious, I have a Capricorn sun, Cancer moon, and Aquarius rising. I am also obsessed with the art in this book. It's so stunning, so I'm so happy to have this. Oh, let's read this actually. Positives and negatives of Capricorn. Negatives: unhealthy fixation on working. Secretly doubts themselves constantly. Difficulty expressing emotions. I have actually worked on that, so thank God I can say that's probably inaccurate for me. Oh, I love this. So yeah, I honestly need to start reading this now, but I'm very excited. Like, look at that. What's your vampire vibe? That's so cool. Yeah, so very, very happy to have that. I was also sent Pretty Boys Are Poisonous by Megan Fox. This is going to be an interesting one. I have seen many mixed reviews. I've seen some snippets and it looks interesting. I'm not sure if I'm going to love it, but it's basically poetry by Megan Fox. And I am curious, and it obviously won't take super long to read, so I definitely will read it. And we do have some stunning art as well. But yeah, sometimes Megan Fox is a bit interesting, but sometimes she does say things that I really love. So hopefully there'll be a few passages at least that I'll be into, but we'll see. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to feel, but I am curious. So yes, I will read this at some point. Okay, lastly, I have this beautiful present that I got from Caitlin. Look at this. This is The Little Prince, which is one of my favorite stories of all time. This is the stunning foil slipcase. On the back it is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. Obviously one of the most iconic quotes. This is the book. So freaking stunning. Like, look at that illustration, and I love how it just doesn't even have like the title on the front, obviously on the spine. This is just so special, especially because I told Caitlin how I really wanted a special edition of The Little Prince that I could still annotate. So she was like, you should still be able to annotate on this type of paper. So I can annotate this beautiful edition, and it has the ribbon bookmark too. I just absolutely adore it. Oh my god, I forgot to get Caitlin to write a note. Okay, I need to remember to get Caitlin to write in the front of this book. But yeah, absolutely adore The Little Prince and Caitlin. So yes, that is it for this video. Let me know if you read any of these books and your thoughts. I'm very curious. Once again, thank you so much to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Don't forget you can get the exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/Chloe. If you're looking for more content from me, I have a Patreon always linked below. That is where I host my monthly book club, where I upload extra videos like vlogs. We have live shows there and more. I have all my socials linked below always. I hope you're all having a good day or night, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video.